You are right up my street.
Oh, you can't make me choose.
Igo by Toyota sponsors T4.
Fuck me, Lee Ryan's 13.
Marlene.
I remember we couldn't remember the word for table.
This is Your Welcome America, the podcast that explains what the bloody hell Brits are banging on about.
In every episode, we translate British pop culture for America.
And American pop culture for Britain.
You're welcome. I am Ben.
I'm Frazer.
Frazer like razor.
Ugh, we are sitting too close to each other, which I don't like. Horrible.
It's a happy final day of Pride. I mean, I know people will get this in a few days' time, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, we're really in the dying gasp of Pride of this year. It feels like a truly apocalyptic kind of cloud of doom is on the horizon, but hey,
Well,
it's summer.
What's July again in America? You described the month as America Month.
Yes, America Month is coming. But we're still in the throes of a long, hot summer.
Oh, well, and in my car, it was 94 degrees in the shade.
What's that in Celsius?
Don't.
Come on.
Don't.
But that's the whole point of our podcast. We're meant to translate things between the UK and the US.
94 degrees, F to C, 34.
It was 34 in your car.
You look different. Are you a bit older?
Yes, I had my 40th birthday party last week.
Whoop, whoop.
I am now 5 days into 40, I think I am. 4 days.
You're in middle age.
Yes, I am middle-aged. Yeah.
What did we do for your birthday?
So we had a lovely dinner on my actual birthday. We went to Pachetti, sat at the chef's table, which really just is really means you just sit and hear a lot of more about like people working there.
It is kind of like you become an employee.
Yeah, it feels like you're having like your staff meal while all the employees are like putting the orders into the kitchen.
There was that one woman who just spoke too loud to the kitchen.
Yeah, she did. I felt like, I think she was trying to give us the chef's table experience. But I was like, I don't need to hear the words broccolini shouted so loud next to me when I'm trying to celebrate my birthday.
Now, you were worried. There were 8 of us. You were concerned because it was 8, we had to have like a fixed menu. But I actually think it worked out well because it meant that we made no decisions.
Yes, nothing was, and I put in my vegetarian option beforehand, so things just kept arriving, didn't they? It was really nice.
It was great.
Yeah.
And also everything is good there.
Exactly.
So
we did that on my actual birthday, and then on Friday of that same week, last week, we had I had a little kind of drink soiree in Silver Lake that kind of turned into.
Yeah, do we drinks do?
We had a do.
What do we do?
Which was just a lot of people from different paths of my life converging in one place, and then we took some people to the Eagle.
You're really brushing through all this very fast.
What details do you want to pick over from that night?
Oh, many.
I couldn't tell you some of the stuff towards the end.
So...
Because it's secret and I don't remember.
We went to Jay's Bar, which is essentially more of a mixed scenario, as in like gays, straights, all sorts can converge in one location. What were you drinking there?
And they sure did.
What were you drinking?
I drank beer all night.
Did you?
I did, yeah.
Not one spirit?
Not one spirit.
Good for you.
I didn't want to be like out of my mind too early. I mean, I still got there, but it ramped up a lot slower.
We went on to the Eagle.
We sure did. It was the usual. There was some kind of what did Sarah describe it as a dildo raffle happening at some point.
Oh yeah, I found my raffle ticket this morning.
Yeah, I found mine the next day. I was so annoyed.
But what's weird is that they said they were going to announce it at midnight. We were there well past midnight.
Sure were.
There is an elephant in the room we need to talk about relating to your birthday dinner.
What?
The cake. So Bordeaux and I bought the cake. It wasn't good.
It didn't taste of anything.
I know. It looked gorgeous. Here's the thing. I'm going to give you some backstory in the cake. Bordeaux and I were like, okay, we'll get him a cake. We know you're a very fussy and plain eater.
I got really paranoid then that I thought Bordeaux got the cake, and that's why I didn't want to be mean about it. But I didn't know you and Bordeaux got the cake.
We got it together.
Okay, fine.
I actually instigated it.
Oh, you spearheaded that cake.
Yeah, I spearheaded the cake, and then he suggested this place that will remain nameless, and then Matthew also had suggested this place. I was like, it must be good. Let's go there. So we got you a confetti funfetti cake.
Also, just to rewind on that jab you took at me just then, I actually am not plain and boring when it comes to like junk food and sweets. There I like the taste of everything.
Oh, okay. So if I'd got you the mixed berry cake with chunks of fruit in it, how would you have reacted to that?
I would have liked that.
Really?
Yeah, I like fruit in cakes.
Oh, I didn't think you liked fruit cakes. Anyway.
You were not expecting that answer, were you?
Okay, so talk me through the cake, please.
So it was quite innovative in the sense that it wasn't like it tasted bad or was too strong or anything. It just didn't taste like anything.
Yeah.
It was like the texture of cake and the appearance of cake. It was like that SNL sketch that was called Almost Pizza. Do you remember that?
No.
So Kristen Wiig is making that thing called Almost Pizza, and it's not. And she keeps saying, "No, it's almost pizza," and then it like burns them, and it's like a weird alien thing. But it was like that. It was like it was almost a cake.
Well, all to say, looking around the table, no one finished their slice. So I think we can all agree it was bad. So I did send a little email to the cake shop. I'm going to read it to you right now. Anyway, we've been recommended by 2 separate people to try you, and we were so excited. The cake looked great, but it was essentially inedible. Out of 80 people at the 40th birthday dinner, none of us could finish our slices. There was far too much icing and seemed to have little sugar or taste. I'm letting you know as it was quite embarrassing and a big disappointment. But also in case there's something wrong in your kitchen. The 8 of us are from California, New York, Scotland, England, Ireland, South Africa, a wide variety of palates, and we all agreed it was awful. I just can't believe it was how your cake is supposed to be after such strong recommendations. Thanks, and look forward to hearing from you.
Oh my God, you've pulled a Karen.
We've already had a reply.
Oh my God, dear Karen, go on.
Hi Ben, it's the owner. I'm very sorry your cake wasn't good. We've been in business for over 17 years and we feel very strong about our product. With that said, it's always possible something went wrong while we're baking the cake or assembling it. I'd be more than happy to provide you with another cake free of charge. As I said, we feel our cakes are exceptional and would really like for you to experience a great one. Can you email me back or will I get a replacement? Here's the thing. I'm worried about just getting the same tasteless cake.
Yeah. I also, it's so hot. Like, the thought of just getting a cake right now is just so sickening.
So what do I do? You've created this problem by turning 40. What do I do?
You get that free cake and we'll eat it. It's a pretty simple thing, but just don't get the same cake. I feel like they could market that cake as like, in the future, if people want to know what it was like to catch COVID and lose your taste. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly what it was.
That's what it was, because I was like, I could tell that it was cake, and I had all the textures of cake, but it tasted like nothing. It was like nothing happening in my mouth. It was like dead.
Every bite, yeah, I was like, it looks good. I think this bite's going to be better. No.
What else is happening?
Why are you looking at my little bullet pointed
No,
list?
I mean, I saw it earlier, so I guess we're going to have to get to it, aren't we? What else have you been doing for Pride, Ben?
Well, Frazer, thank you for asking. So yeah, the reason I couldn't stay too late at your birthday, on Saturday morning, I led the Pride workout, the Pride WOD.
Does anybody care?
At my gym. So we decorated the gym, we had the updated Pride flag. I had a playlist that was 5 hours long. The workout was only an hour long. And we had a workout created. 70 people came.
70 bleep words and allies.
No, loads of allies. There were, so I essentially at the beginning, I did like a 5-minute speech, which was basically stand up.
Drew, are you taking the piss?
And
Oh yeah, I sent you a screenshot from your Instagram of you doing that, just with a little cigarette emoji. I just called it an emoji.
Does anybody care that we're going to be at the highest point in Greece? Seriously?
emoji. An emoji.
I'm European, you know.
And yeah, we did a speech. I talked about why it was important, why Pride was important, why it was important. It won't be next year onwards once we enter the new world.
The new regime.
The new regime. Regime?
Do you care?
I basically just called out a lot of straights at the gym. And I think I said at one point that anyone who hadn't attended that day, look around, anyone who's not there is a homophobe.
Yeah.
Drew, are you taking the piss?
Okay, let's do some feedback.
Okay. What do you got? What have we got?
Okay, first of all, we have had Crystal in London. She went to Starlight Express. And
Where? That purpose-built thing in Germany that I sent you the Instagram story about?
No, I don't quite fully know, but here we go. I'm just going to play some feedback that she had after the show.
Yeah, I don't really know what to say, except it was like being in Victoria Beckham's Not Such an Innocent Girl music video, except somehow gayer. So much effort, so much money. Imagine if they'd expended all of that effort and money on making something that wasn't shit. But I kind of loved that it was shit. It made no sense. Why was there like lesbian visibility for trains? I don't know. I kind of wished I was 7. If I'd been 7 or on a lot of drugs, it would have been really fun. Oh, and it was at Wembley Theatre, which is its own strange purpose-built theatre. And it's going to be there for a whole year. at least. It was like ABBA Voyage, again, but gayer.
I'll take this for 75.
Right at the end, we heard that the tickets were £75 each.
I like how Colin pronounced voyage.
Voyage.
Like how I pronounced emoji earlier.
Wembley Theatre.
So is it purpose built for Starlight Express? Wembley Park Theatre.
We're in they're in the former Fountain Studios.
Oh, fine. Okay. I've worked there in the heart of that place.
Yeah, like
I
X
see.
Factor and everything used to be.
Yeah, that's when I worked on Britain's Got Talent.
All to say, it looks like for a year at this new purpose-built space, they've got Starlight Express. What is going on with Starlight Express right now?
Yeah, so I sent you an Instagram story, and it was someone who works on Starlight, who's in the cast of Starlight Express in Germany, and it was like, come for a day with me, and she was showing they have a purpose-built Starlight Express theatre that has like tracks and like bridges and it's all year round, and it's like sold out all the time.
It's, again, as Colin said, like ABBA Voyage.
Stop saying
Voyage.
Voyage.
ABBA
Bon
Voyage.
voyage. Well, I guess you do say bon voyage.
Bon
You don't say bon
voyage.
voyage. So we've heard from a couple of regulars. Zachary Adam was just following up saying, thanks for playing my voicemails. I went to all 3 Girls Aloud shows. Sorry, I missed you, Ben.
In Glasgow, yeah.
Yeah, and he said, just a little tidbit from my time out at the Polo Lounge in Glasgow. They played the Stinks song, Why You Keep On Running, Boy.
Why do you keep on running, boy? We've discussed that in the past. Scottish listeners, Cliff and Co know for sure. It's from our anti-smoking campaign, Hebs, in Scotland. It was a fake girl group.
Hebs.
It was like,
Hey.
hey, everyone.
Hey, everyone.
Begin
Bad.
smoking.
Hey, everyone. Bad smoking.
Smoking.
Piers Broderick, not Piers Brosnan, got in touch with us, and just a fun little tidbit. For some reason, this is in response to a post you did on our Instagram about the Kylie song Chocolate.
Ugh.
And Piers Brosnan Broderick said, the first time I heard this song was when I came back from a night out at a college LGBT society trip, and the guy I was sharing a room with had it playing on full volume while he was getting a blowjob.
Like
Chocolate.
That's really good.
Yeah, fantastic, right?
That's maybe in my top 5 favorite feedback of all time. Please get in touch with any of your feedback on our Instagram. You can email us at
You're Welcome America Podcast at gmail.com.
You can also call the pod on 612-699-2007, like the year. 612-699-2007. Because
Like
you're
the-
raising my best. And call the pods now for us. Ooh. Should we do the episode?
Wow, we're getting real like jingle jangly these days, aren't we? And we're back. And Ben is going to be doing our British topic. Ben, where have you been? And what have you done?
What was that?
Just enthusiasm.
Oh, loved it. We're going to be talking about a firm fan fave on the pod, Pret A Manger.
Pret.
By the way, someone tried to say, oh yeah, me and my friends, we call it Pam. And I was like, what? Like, like Pret A Manger, Pam. And I was like, no, you can't come up with another nickname for it when it's clearly called Pret. Anyway.
I mean, it's good. That's funny.
Yeah, but it's shit. So, Pret A Manger, we talk about it a lot. The reason we're talking about it today is because it has now entered LA. We now have 3 in LA. We've got 1 in LAX, it doesn't really count, and we've got 1 in Westwood and 1 in Studio City. We're going to get into it. Before I talk about the history of Pret, can you just describe to any of our listeners, because there aren't that many in the US, I think there are 67 in the US.
Okay.
Can you describe to listeners, what do you think of Pret? How would you describe it to the aliens?
So, well, for me, Pret is, a state of mind. No, to me, Pret is I'm working, I need lunch.
Yeah.
I'm in London,
Yeah.
and I need to grab something quick. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to run in there for my lunch, and it's a sandwich, soups, and salads establishment where you can get one of those 3 things, and mostly just those things. And yeah, it's like very solid, dependable sandwiches, salads, and soups, and a few weird hot items that they tried to throw in, like that weird wrap like that weird wrap that came in that cardboard tube that was in like a hot cabinet.
And it was very...
Had like meatballs
in it, and it was very oily.
Very rich and oily.
So, Pret A Manger is 40 years old, much like someone I know.
Oh, that's nice. I
You
share,
and Pret.
I share a birthday with Pret. That's nice.
So, they've got about 700 locations worldwide, 500 in the UK, 62 in the US, and they've got other countries as well, whatever. So, it's 40 years old. Where do you think it started in London? Just guess the neighborhood.
In London?
Yeah.
Like West London, like Ladbroke Grove.
Hampstead.
Oh, well, that was not far.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It started there, and then the first Pret outside of London, guess where it was?
Glasgow.
New York! So before they even went to the regions, they just hopped across the pond.
That makes sense. London, New York,
Sheffield. I don't know,
Sheffield,
right?
Paris. They don't have a Pret in Paris, do they?
So
Even though it's a French, the whole thing is French. What does Pret a Manger mean?
So it's
French.
It's meant to be like pret-a-porter. It's inspired by that, like ready to wear clothes, like
Right.
clothes off the rack. And this guy just made up pret a manger, like ready to eat. But it means ready to eat, like
Right.
eat now.
But that's funny. Yeah. It's funny that it's not French.
Oh yeah.
I
Well,
love
it
that
is. It is French.
No,
Manger
but
is to eat.
The company is not French.
Oh no,
That's what I
100%
like.
not French, not French at all. So a few things I did find out when I was googling away. They did it for a while. A veggie Pret. There was all just
Yes.
a couple of those.
I remember there was the one in oh god, I can't remember the names of the streets of London anymore.
I think there was one in
There's one in Soho.
There's one in Shoreditch, and then I think you're right. There was one in Soho, but then I read in their Wikipedia it was like the idea was abandoned in 2024, and they were converted to normal Prets. I love that normal.
That's like when people are trying to use the opposite of like LGBTQ. Just normal.
Just normal.
It's just a normal wedding.
A normal wedding.
It wasn't a gay wedding. It was a normal wedding.
It's a gay wedding, like. Also, just go back in time, 2019. Now, this solves a riddle for me. Pret bought Eat.
Oh.
So that's what happened to Eat.
Oh, got eaten by Pret.
It got eaten by Pret, and then all those stores were converted to normal Prets.
Wow. So, because we were just talking about Eat just the other day, weren't we? And I was yet again talking about that lovely crusty baguette that would lacerate the roof of your mouth that had brie and tomato in it.
Now, some other fun things that happened
Like blocks of brie.
August 2023, an employee got trapped in a freezer, and they ended up getting awarded $800,000 or pounds, or Pret got fined £800,000 for someone getting trapped in a freezer.
How long were they trapped for?
I don't know. There are some actual dark things as well that have gone on where not all the ingredients have been on labels of foods, and a couple people have died because of that. Yeah, not great. But one thing that is great is that the sandwiches, we're not sponsored by Pret, but God, if Pret sponsored us.
That would be just the dream.
Imagine, okay, here's the Pret sponsorship. I'm going to pitch it. Every time we recorded, they sent like a platter of food.
Or one of those sandwich office platter things. Yes, that would be
good.
nice.
So their sandwiches and soups, they're made fresh every day. And at the end of the day, if they're not sold, they're donated to charity.
Oh, that's nice.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Isn't that nice?
So yesterday, after leading Pride Wad and then going to a 5-year-old twin's birthday, I did trot off to the new Pret Studio City.
Yeah, we were meant to go together.
And you were too hungover.
Correct.
So you didn't go.
Nope.
Here we go. Let's go on that journey with me now.
Okay, it is 3:10 p.m. on Saturday, almost the end of Pride Month, and it is 84 degrees outside Fahrenheit. UK listeners, I don't know what that is in Celsius. Oh, I've turned off my engine in my car and the AC, so I'm going to have to get out very quickly because I'm boiling. I'm in Studio City. I can see Pret across the street. I got good parking. You should know that my GPS said Pret A Manger. Driving to Pret A Manger. So that's that. Okay, I'm walking past a restaurant that's called Mexicali. Mexicali Cucina Cantina. Mexicali Cucina Cantina. And it says on the window, Margatini Lounge. Oh, fusion. Okay, Pret A Manger. It's nestled between Warby Parker and Bluestone Lane. I don't know what that is. Okay, first impressions from the outside. Looks pretty standard. We're going in. Oh, they do catering. Oh god, it looks dead. Okay, I bought the chicken and bacon sandwich and the chicken salad and avo sandwich. What? Oh, that's a mistake. But I bought like the slim ones, you know, like one little triangle of each. Being in here is very odd. It's like that scene in Labyrinth where Sarah she's in the labyrinth, but she finds her way into her bedroom and everything looks similar, but everything's just a bit off, and then she realizes it's all made of junk and there's that junk lady with all that junk in her back. It was really embarrassing. I just watched a woman drinking from an iced coffee, but the lid wasn't on. So she had a straw, but the lid wasn't on properly enough. So as she was drinking, it was just pouring down her, and I didn't know whether to shout and be like, no. But I think she also knew and tried to cover up, so it was just really not good. Her t-shirt did say Utah on it, so I think it was meant. Yeah, I think that should have happened to her. Okay, I'm in the bathroom. Everything in here, much like a lot of LA, it feels like a set. The lemonade I'm drinking is very sweet. It would be nice with ice. Not that they have ice in PRET in the UK. They barely have ice in the UK. And that sandwich I had was very mayonnaise-y. Everything, I'm just leaving, everything kind of smells like when you enter an office that's just been decorated and everything smells like plastic, like freshly, like the plastic has just been peeled off all the furniture. It smells like that. A very well-meaning, I'm walking back to the car, and a very well-meaning white woman with a pride flag just asked for me to donate some money, and I'm like, look, babe, I think I do enough on a daily basis when it comes to being queer. Some might say I do too much, so just back off. I'm back in the car. I kind of wish I'd just gone to the Margatini Lounge. So I'm trying to work out, is that a margarita and a martini glass? Martini and a margarita glass. No, that'd be too big. That'd be way too big, a margatini. A Tina Rita. Yeah. Okay, I'm going home to have a nap. Bye.
Do you think it's a martini made with tequila?
Yes, so that could be nice. It was essentially pure, like really cold, pure tequila.
Yeah, like really nice chilled tequila with and maybe it's like limes instead of olives.
That sounds kind of nice.
Yeah, I'd
twisted
drink
lime.
That. Yeah, I'd actually drink that. I actually like really nice, cold, expensive tequila. Like, I actually like the taste of it.
Just sipping it.
Yeah. It's the only time in my life I've ever sipped, like, alcohol and thought it tasted nice.
I've got an idea. For my 40th next year, because I'm achingly younger than all of you, because we're famously, allegedly going to go to Mexico.
Yeah.
Why don't we try and find a margarita tasting?
Yeah.
How chic
Tequila
would that
tasting.
be? Tequila tasting.
Yeah. You can, we should do that.
That'd be really, because like really gorgeous tequilas,
Yeah.
little small ones.
I think you can go to some pretty fancy places and get like a fancy experience like that.
Oh my God,
They did it on the Real Housewives of New York.
Anyway, so that was my experience in the new Pret A Manger. Essentially, now I will say one caveat I'm going to say is that, when you're in London and for some reason it's a Saturday afternoon, you find yourself in Bank,
Right.
in like the financial district, and there's a Pret and you go in and it feels really empty and like there's no food, but then you're
Right.
like, oh, that's kind of okay because it's a Saturday and this is the financial district.
Yes.
It very much had that vibe going on.
I've definitely, my last trip home, I found sanctuary in a Pret near Victoria Station. So do you remember my very first trip home after I'd moved here, and it was and it was that insane heat wave, and I was the most miserable I've ever been in my life. I was so hot and bothered. I'd just been to meet my friend, and then I was walking to Victoria Station, and I passed, just like you said, it was like a Saturday afternoon, and I passed this very empty Pret, and I was really hungry, and I just stepped inside, and it was so cool and empty, and I like sat and bought all this food, and just... it felt like coming home.
But I bet there were some good offerings though.
Yeah, it was great.
That's the thing. So
I think I might have eaten one of those hot sandwiches.
Oh, did you?
Maybe. Oh my God.
So these, I did take some pictures. So, I mean, standard-wise, it does look similar.
Looks very familiar.
But the fridge next to that had those kind of grey shutter things pulled down.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I feel like crayfish was a real thing in Pret, wasn't it?
Oh, this is the hot area.
Oh my God. That makes me feel kind of homesick. Seeing
How fun
those-
does that look, though?
What's that? Yeah, mac and cheese.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And these were Pret's chicken parm wrap. Wasn't into that. Spiced lentil and chickpea hot wrap.
I'd eat both of those. They sound nice.
Well, there you go. That's something for you.
Yeah. Next time I'm in Studio City. Oh, egg pot.
Egg and spinach pot. They've got them. And then what was this? Oh, I thought these were quite exciting. These little... So classic. They have like the muesli, the yogurt.
I recognize. Yeah. Oh my god, I used to eat those yogurt and muesli and cereal pots. Quite. Oh, what is that? What are those? Oh, burrata. Lovely. That sounds nice.
So they did have some. They did have some fun bits and pieces, but everything was just a bit wrong.
Yeah.
You know. But then again, I do want to say that like, I feel like on a busy work day, maybe you go there early and it's got all the good stuff.
Well, so like you said, we're still looking at being in a whole different country, so it's going to be a little off, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't think they have. I did look in the main menu online, and normally they do have like porridge in the mornings and things like that, so they have all the classics. They do not have a smoked salmon sandwich.
Right, that's your staple.
Yeah. I am just going to get a prop. Hang on.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, a Pret brownie bite.
Yeah.
Should I eat this on air?
Yeah, let's see what it's like.
Oh, it's heavy.
It's very small though, because you don't remember like the brownie. They're like it's a whole bar. This is a bite.
This is going to pack a punch, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
It is straight from the fridge.
Oh my god, that's good, but also I do believe anything more than a bite would kill you.
Yeah, I prefer the bars they have in London that are a bit more floury.
Yeah.
Not quite as dense.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's also formed kind of a cold chocolate clump traveling through my system. I can feel it going down. Oh.
Now, one thing that we have not witnessed is, so after our time, there's a whole thing like the Pret Coffee Club.
Yeah.
Where you pay a certain amount every month and you get it free. I couldn't find the UK one, but the US one. So $40 a month and you can enjoy 5 barista-made drinks a day.
Oh my god, that's too many.
Imagine
drinks
if you
a
got
day.
like 2 coffees a day, though.
Yeah.
So we need to work out the US equivalent. So even though Pret has entered the US territories, what is the US equivalent? I've got 2 answers for you. Have you got any thoughts?
Well, because the problem is that there's not many that in like national sandwich chains in the US really only are like Subway, which is a little grim, and you don't really want to sit inside a Subway and have a sandwich.
Yeah, but I think that's it.
Whereas I feel like in LA, it's like Mendocino Farms.
Oh, that's good. The LA equivalent is Mendocino Farms,
Yeah.
but the overall US equivalent is definitely Subway. Because the classic thing, you know, Pret in the UK,
Photo.
too little, you can either get, you know, those people, they do not have this. UK listeners, is going to blow your mind. In the US, they do not have sandwiches in those triangle packages. That does just not exist in the US.
No.
So the fact that like you go into Pret and you get your chicken bacon club, whatever it is, in those little triangle packages, the US equivalent being a foot-long sandwich from
That's
Subway.
so true. God, you're so right. I didn't think about the fact that we just, here in America, there just are no sandwiches in those triangle packages.
No, they go when they make a sandwich in the US, they go overboard every time.
Yes.
You're like, I just want a simple sandwich.
Yeah, you're right, because there's no such thing as going into like Vons and getting a sandwich from like the sandwich cabinet like you would in a grim supermarket one. You'd have to go to a counter and get like a giant like hoagie given to you filled with the 10 layers of meat.
Well, they do. They also have the pre-made ones, but they're still not the triangle packages.
No.
They're always too big.
It's never a square of bread cut in half into triangles, is it?
You're not going to go into an Esso petrol station in the US and pick up just a really sad ham sandwich from a fridge.
Oh my god, my friends used to laugh at me because I got really happy once because there was the Tesco near us and they did a sandwich and it was called just cheese. And it was on brown bread. It was on brown bread and it just had cheese in it and it was no like mayonnaise or any like other thing, and I was like, oh,
just cheese.
Always in heaven with a just cheese sandwich from Tesco.
By the way, I'll tell you something really boring. I was in Tesco a lot when I was back staying with my dad, you know. And don't worry, the checkout gals there, they told me, we look out for your dad.
Oh,
so
that's
nice. Groceries in the UK are so much cheaper than the US.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, I went into Vaughn's and I bought 2 of those like microwave things. This is good content, isn't it? 2 of those microwave things of rice, some tomatoes on the vine, obviously, and some almond milk, and it came to $17.
Yeah. It's crazy. I buy like the most boring base, you know, like I only eat the same thing over and over again, and I feel like I will go in and it's like, they're like, oh, that's $170, and I'm like, uh-huh.
It is cheaper. I started doing this meal delivery thing, and it comes out like $11 a meal. That's actually cheaper.
I know, but then But then you don't factor in buying cleaning products.
Oh. What has this podcast become? So,
Me talking about where I buy my washing up liquid from.
although we should do an event where we get catering from Pret.
Yeah, we really should. We should just do it for one of our episodes. Just get catering for the two
Pret.
of us. Yeah.
So, the US equivalent of Pret A Manger is Subway.
Oh,
You're welcome.
grim.
So, we've done my UK topic. We're now going to do the US topic. Babes, what is it?
Well,
Uh-oh.
I'm going to preface this by saying I tried to prep a topic which I thought was really interesting. So I spent most of my time prepping it, and then I realized it was so boring that I scrambled and decided just to do something completely different. I pivoted and picked a topic which is going to force me to edit this episode in time. That's right. Bonnie McKee's American Girl is officially the song to celebrate the 4th of July.
Wait. We've done July 4th before, haven't we?
We did a very general, we just talked about what we were going to do.
Okay.
We didn't actually talk about
What happens?
the history and what happens.
Oh, great. So we're now entering a history lesson of Independence Day.
Oh, don't you worry. I've also got 3 incredibly other unrelated topics that I'm kind of Trojan horsed into this.
Let me guess. Is it music videos or movies that July 4th features?
You're half right.
Okay.
I also just really wanted to use Bonnie McKee's American Girl. She's released an EP, which is wild. Have you listened to it?
Isn't it though just all the songs that were meant to be in her album that she didn't release?
Yeah, so she basically got blocked by that. She was in a really weird record deal where she wrote all these songs, made an album, then wasn't allowed to release it. But instead of writing new songs that are up to date, she just released an EP of all those songs, and it's this wonderful kind of time capsule of all the songs that she wrote for Katy Perry back in the day, and all of when she was selling, her songwriting stuff was being sold to everyone. It's kind of fun, but also very strangely archaic.
Does it sound like fake songs in a TV show?
When they sound a lot like Selling Sunset songs.
Oh yeah,
but fun. And then I saw a clip of her singing American Girl at Rocco's in WeHo, just
saw that.
on a dance floor, just belting out American Girl.
I told you she was the row ahead and along a bit of the Madonna concert.
She's
and she was dressed as Hung Up Madonna,
oh wow,
which we now know the person who created that outfit.
we sure do.
Yeah.
God, that was that was a night of revelations, wasn't it?
Tade still doesn't know that story. His podcast nemesis Michael. We'll have to really drop that at an opportune moment. Anyway, Independence Day.
Independence Day. Speaking of podcast nemesis Michael, yet again, as is tradition, we are. I believe it. Maybe a couple of years in a row, I've just looked him in the eye and been like, well, you're hosting 4th of July, right? And he's like, yes. So we will be going there. So let's talk a little bit about history. Do you know when the Declaration of Independence was signed? It's a very famous date in American history, Ben. You should know it, especially
1866. Oh. I don't know. 1766.
1776.
I knew there were some numbers.
It's so it was the Declaration of Independence was signed in 1776.
But what does that mean? What is it?
Independence from Britain, from England.
Oh, we should know this.
Yeah,
then.
so we
from
should know-
England.
Yes.
Not my people.
So it's it's very much our this is a real fusion of the things that we love in this podcast, which is just us breaking ties with the United Kingdom and becoming Americans.
I wonder, so next March, I become eligible for citizenship. And I know Matt Doris was telling us that you have to learn history and stuff.
Yes.
As a test.
I tell you, a good way to learn it is to watch the movie National Treasure, starring Nicolas Cage and inexplicably, what's she called? Diane Kruger.
Remember Freddie's mum?
Yeah, Freddie's. You know who Diane Kruger is?
I know.
That is funny though. She should play Freddy Krueger's mom.
But wait, so
National
why? But why?
Because National Treasure is all about. I believe it's Sean Bean is a evil person trying to steal the Declaration of Independence.
Okay.
And Nick Cage, they're trying to get some kind of treasure or something. And Nick Cage ends up stealing. It's all set in Washington, and it's all about.
But I can't imagine it tells you much about the history.
No,
though, does it?
It definitely does. It weirdly does.
So wait, where is this document right now?
I believe it's in Philadelphia.
Oh,
Yeah.
There?
Future Frazer here. Of course, as an American citizen, that was just a joke. I know that the Declaration of Independence is stored in Washington, D.C., not Philadelphia. Just a test. I just want people to watch National Treasure starring Nicolas Cage and Freddy Krueger's mum, Diane.
Got a lot of questions, apparently, about American history.
Because that's where it was signed. It was signed in Philadelphia.
Oh. They were big on, like, trade and stuff there. I think they were, like, a real trading place.
Yes, and that's why the Liberty Bell is there as well.
Okay.
'Cause that's something that got cracked, I believe,
I
during this time.
I always say, never been to Philadelphia. I'd like to go. That it sounds a bit like a US version of Glasgow.
Right.
Very like a lot of an industry.
It's very nice. I've been to Philadelphia. Yeah, I went on my weird trip before I moved. You know, when I came here in my gap year.
Yeah,
we started in Philadelphia. So my memories of it are like so hazy. But I've seen the Liberty Bell. I remember seeing that. And I just remember it's very like, it felt very manageable as like a tourist city to visit. It was really nice.
Philadelphia, Chicago, Austin, New Orleans, all these places I haven't been yet.
I know. I want to go to Chicago like soon. I want that to be the next trip because I want to just see a lot of Midwestern
Beefy men.
beefy gay men. There's a great what I love about this is that America has this day of like independence, and it's like, what has become the things that people do on Independence Day? And if you literally Google it like you're an alien and Google like 4th of July traditions,
Barbecue.
it says fireworks, host a hot dog eating contest, barbecue grill, parades, play outdoor games, picnics, red, white, and blue food, baseball, colonial attractions, host a backyard barbecue, hang the flag, create patriotic crafts. It's like none of that stuff is fireworks. I'll give them because that feels like something, but it doesn't make any sense.
The barbecue bit. Like, I understand, like, host a meal for loved ones, but the fact it's specifically a barbecue?
Right. It's like, oh, did that happen on the day in 1776? Did, you know...
But wait a minute. Signing of this document. Who signed it? Because how did they who drafted it? Who did an English person have to like allow them to sign it, or did they be like, guys, let's just sign this thing and that means we're independent? You know
Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, and Benjamin Franklin signed the Declaration of Independence on the 4th of July.
Okay. Are any of them English? No.
We're getting into a murky territory here where I believe they all probably were from the Mayflower, but that means that they're...
How can you say, oh, we're independent now? Like, that's what I don't get. God, it'd be good if we had someone who knew stuff in this podcast.
Do you know what? Who cares?
But you know what? I'll learn it for my citizenship thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really just wanted the excuse to play American Girl by Bonnie McKee, and I didn't want to do Bonnie McKee as a whole topic because it felt light.
Also, I love how the topic of July 4th, you associate it with Bonnie McKee, American Girl, when really you should be talking about Katy Perry's Firework.
I know, but it's just so like...
Baby, you're a...
Katy Perry Firework is so straight.
No, totally.
But Bonnie McKee's American Girl is deep in the queer archives of shit. That's what I want to hear.
Do you think that's filed away in Philadelphia in the same museum?
in the Library of Congress. You go to like a card catalog drawer and flick through, and then you just get to Bonnie McKee American Girl. And as you get to that card, it just goes. I stand by how much I love this song.
And when you get to F for Firework from Katy Perry, just like things start exploding from the filing cabinet. I would love to take a history lesson or a course about America. I know nothing.
I know. It's one of those things.
Is that me?
Yeah, no, it's your food. Speaking of America, Ben's sweet green has been delivered. God bless America.
Sweet green
or a beautiful nightmare.
Turn the lights on.
I'm gonna eat a salad today. Okay.
Okay.
So yes, you were right in that I wanted to also talk about 3 movies that are set in the 4th of July arena. The most obvious being Independence Day.
I've not seen that movie for years.
I watched it again recently, and I will say, I mean, it doesn't hold up, but it's pretty damn good.
Wasn't there a sequel? No.
Yes, there was. I actually never saw the sequel.
The sequel okay?
I never saw it.
Okay.
But my favorite character in that whole movie is Vivica A. Fox, with her side plot of her and her son trying to escape that like tunnel with their dog. And do you remember you think the dog's gonna die and then it doesn't? It's one of the only things that I can truly remember from Independence Day.
I can't remember anything about this movie.
What about the woman on the rooftop?
No.
That really scared me. So it's like when the aliens came down, all these people were congregating on the rooftops in downtown LA, and they all were holding signs like, you know, like beam me up, like take me to your leader.
Yeah.
And then they like green beam like comes and they were like, oh my god, and then it like blows them up, kills them. That really scared me.
I'd be very open to being like either beamed up or killed by an alien in like a laser situation.
Yeah, well, it's like same with any kind of apocalypse. I want to go in that first wave of like disintegration, you know, like
I don't
Terminator.
Have to deal with it. Yeah.
You know, like in Terminator, where people are just like incinerated. I want like instant death. I am not built for a post-apocalyptic society. It seems like too much work, and I don't like how dirty it looks.
I could be if I sided with the aliens. And they were like, we need someone to help us, like...
Oh, right, you could be like the kind of the mole.
Yeah, and I'd be like, look, UK and US culture, I gotcha. What do you need?
Right. I thought you were going to propose that you were going to become like a kind of Tina Turner and Thunderdome kind of person. Like, you'd run your own like entertainment complex in the post-apocalyptic desert. People fight to death.
I am into
I could
that.
see you as like the MC, you know what I mean? Like... I'm a little worried about how kind of steampunk adjacent it's going to have to be for you, because you are probably going to have to wear a top hat, but...
I'm not into steampunk.
I'm just... Listen, if it becomes like Mad Max, you're going to have to get into steampunk. That's what it is.
Okay, so yeah, I've not seen that. Should we watch something like that this Independence
Yeah,
Day?
I think we should... I actually would quite like to watch all three of these movies again, because they're quite varied.
Okay.
The second one is unexpected, but actually, I do remember that it's set in 4th of July. Jaws. When was the last time you saw Jaws?
I actually saw Jaws last summer.
Oh my god, where? And why?
Teddy and I watched it on a summer's eve. Fucking great movie.
Yeah, it's really solid. It's a really solid. Something's happened with my accent today. I said emoji, and now I'm saying it's a really solid. Yeah, do you remember when you saw it when you were younger? Like, do you remember the first, like... Because this is definitely some of the early...
Yeah, you're
reason for my, great fear of deep-rooted fear of like the ocean and deep water,
and why you don't eat seafood.
And it's exactly why I don't eat seafood. But much like a lot of my deep fears and things, especially to do with stuff like this, I'm also obsessed with watching any film about it. So like
Deep Blue Sea.
Deep Blue Sea is obviously right up there as my second favorite shark movie after Jaws. And then there was this movie called, I think it was called Shark Night 3D. Do you remember this one?
No.
That was really good. It was about like college kids renting this like house on a lake somewhere in America, and then these like kind of, I believe the term redneck is used in the movie, so because it was the 2000s, and they're like breeding these like sharks, and they get out and like kill these kids. And
Oh,
it's,
that
like,
rings a bell.
Yeah,
because I was gonna say there shouldn't be sharks in lakes.
no, it was like some kind of special thing. And an adjacent movie to this is Lake Placid, where inexplicably Betty White has raised a giant prehistoric crocodile that's killing people.
I don't know if I've seen Lake Placid.
It is not good.
Oh, that's a shame.
And then the final movie in the trilogy...
Give me a clue.
Okay. I'm going to say a name to you.
Okay.
And it's the character's full name.
Okay.
And this is actually related to the 4th of July moment.
Okay.
Helen Shivers.
Oh, we were obsessed watching this the other year. I know what you did last summer.
I know what you did last summer. And Helen Shivers is Sarah Michelle Gellar's role, and she is murdered during the 4th of July parade.
But do you remember we were really into, was it the sister?
Yes, it's... Yeah.
Ellen Shivers' sister?
Oh, what is she called? Yeah, her sister who runs the store, and she's like inexplicably just very mean to her.
Yes, we're like, what? What's her deal?
She's called Elsa Shivers.
Elsa Shivers.
Played by the iconic actress Bridget Wilson Sampras, who's married to Pete Sampras, and she is in my other favorite movie from the 2000s, which is The Wedding Planner. She's the woman that Matthew McConaughey is meant to be marrying in The Wedding Planner.
Oh,
That's a solid movie.
Total side note. I went to see a movie this week called Thelma. Have you seen? Are you aware of this movie?
Yes.
So June Squibb, this legendary
Yes.
Broadway actress, is in it, and it's all basically set in Encino.
Right.
And it has like 5 characters. Her daughter, like the mum in it's Parker Posey.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Okay.
You should. And it's at the age of 94. It's June Squibb's first leading role.
Wow.
It's really fun.
Real treat.
I really want to see Maxine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're going to see Maxine, don't you worry.
But I'm also like, should we save that for when Crystal's in town? 'Cause
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like that. I feel like Maxine is essentially me meets Crystal.
Yeah.
It's the two of us combined.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Yeah.
I mean, now we're just doing personal life admin.
Just admin, beach next Saturday. Yeah.
I mean, I don't really have much more to say about it. I just wanted to talk about those movies and talk about 4th of July and Bonnie McKee, really.
Did we have a fun 4th of July in Venice? You were flying that day?
Yes, I did. I have taken off in a flight in a plane like during the 4th of July fireworks.
That's fun.
I was really worried it was going to blow up the plane.
Yeah.
Couldn't really see anything.
Oh, well.
Yeah, there was nothing sadder than leaving, like getting into a cab in Venice. It was like gridlocked with people just like all these American flags. Everyone was just like, ah! And I was like, I'm going back to the UK. Anyway, and we know for a fact that the UK equivalent of Independence Day is Guy Fawkes Night.
Yes, I forgot. In my head, before you moved that, like Bonfire Night?
Yeah,
Guy
of
Fawkes.
course it's Bonfire Night, which is also very strange because the Independence Day is celebrating independence from, the UK or whatever, and then our famous holiday is someone trying to blow up, like basically domestic terrorism.
Yeah.
We celebrate domestic terrorism.
No, but we
celebrate them being caught.
Yeah, we celebrate the halting of domestic terrorism. But was Guy Fawkes British?
Yes.
So real insider's
Yeah, it's
job.
domestic terrorism.
It is domestic terrorism. Also, in true UK-US style, US equivalent is summer, hot.
Yeah.
The UK is like November.
Yeah, it's nice and chilly.
Oh, put a scarf.
Like a jacket potato.
A soup from a flask.
Yeah, you're so right. Here it's like I'm grilling the hot dog, and everyone's like, I made this disgusting big cake.
I'm
and
getting sunburned.
Yeah, it's like drink beers and that. Yeah, it's like, well, I had a hot cider. Watched.
Oh, I think the fireworks are going to be rained off. Oh no! Yeah.
God, I had one of the worst firework night lives in my life in London. I see them in Battersea Park, and it was just, oh God, the whole thing was just hell. It was like. I felt like we were all, speaking of post-apocalyptic, it was like zombies. Everyone was just packed into coming out of Battersea Park train station.
Oh, yeah.
Slowly walking over to this kind of bonfire.
It was always so hard to get in and out of parks during bonfire night. Okay.
Anyway.
So the UK equivalent of Independence Day is
Bonfire night.
Bonfire night.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
What an app.
What an app, and we're back.
We're really back with a bang, aren't we?
So, as we said, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. We love your ratings and reviewings. Please email us at
You're Welcome America Podcast at gmail.com.
Go on our Instagram, leave us a wee bit of feedback, and you can also call us on our Call-a-Pod hotline, 612-699-2007, 612-699-2007, like the year. And in the meantime, right, that's you. You're welcome.
You are right up my street.
Oh, you can't make me choose.
Igo by Toyota sponsors T4.
Fuck me, Lee Ryan's 13.
I remember we couldn't remember the word for table.